quickest ninja art tip for you today for watercolor painting. This has come up because I've seen a few people ask the question online and discovered that they're painting watercolor in a certain way that's an absolute no-no. So one question they're asking is there any difference between pan paints and tube paints? And my answer to that is no. There's no difference whatsoever, so long as you remember the number one rule with watercolor, which is you never ever paint with the paint straight out of the tube or straight out of the pan. So watercolor paint is designed to add water to. So if you've already painted in oils or acrylics and you go to watercolor paint, you've got to totally change your thinking. And with oil and acrylic paints, you can paint quite easily with the paint straight out of the tube. With watercolor paints, it's a totally different story. You've got to add water to it so that it flows like water across the paper. So there's a whole technique with getting that watercolor paint to flood across the paper, but once you get the technique, you'll create the most beautiful watercolor paintings. So never paint with the watercolor paint straight out of the tube. There are actually things that go wrong in your painting if you try and do that, and one of the things is that there's a fair bit of gum arabic, which is the medium in watercolor paint, and if you paint with the paint straight out of the tube onto your watercolor paper, you'll get this really shiny effect, like it's a shiny gummy sort of varnish look to it, and a judge in a watercolor competition is going to spot that straight away. A watercolor painting should be a beautiful matte finish once it's dry, and having too much gum arabic is a complete giveaway. So that shininess on the dry paint is a complete giveaway that you've painted with paint that's way too thick and it hasn't been watered down enough. So that's my tip of the day. That's your ninja art tip for today. Rule number one with watercolor, remember it is watercolor paint. You must always add water to your watercolor paint, and don't paint with the solid paint out of the pan or out of a tube. Thanks for watching.